Hello, and thank you, Carla, for inviting me to come and speak today. Today's little workshop is about guaranteeing being better than the rest, and we're going to talk about the top things that are going to differentiate you as a successful business owner. So let me introduce myself a little bit. My name is Eloise Passionato, and I am a certified focal point business coach. I've been working with small business clients now for a number of years and have helped hundreds of small business owners through the workshops I do, the one-on-one coaching, and the group coaching I do to really bring their business to the next level. And what I'm sharing with you today are just some of those nuggets that I have certainly absorbed and seen in the work that I've done with small business owners that have really helped differentiate themselves and to keep them to be the best in the fields that they're in. So we've got twofold objectives today. The first one is, and congratulations, because by you being on this particular workshop and webinar, you're actually spending some time working on your business, which is excellent, because as business owners, you need to carve out some time to be able to do that. And we're also going to be going over 5 things that are going to differentiate you as a business owner. So I hope you have pen and paper handy so you can jot down some points that you can then use and implement and adapt to your business and put in place to help guarantee to keep you the best. I want to start with talking about, though, the importance of discipline. Discipline is all about doing what you have to do, when you have to do it, whether or not you want to or not. And successful business owners understand this. They understand it's doing what you have to do, when you have to do it, and whether or not you want to or not. Now, some of the things I'm going to be talking about today might be a little bit easier than not to do. Most of them, actually, are things that, with some regular attention and discipline, are going to become so routine in your business and working on your business time that you're going to be able to keep that guarantee of being the best. I also want to make sure that I'm just reminding ourselves about the 4 realities of business survival in today's market. Rule number 1 is if you conduct business in the way you've always conducted business, you might be out of business. And we can use lots of different examples, bring forward lots of companies that have settled with complacency and as a result aren't in business today. And complacency is when you're sitting back and you're going, this is the way we've always done it. Why do we need to change? Well, if you don't change, you might be out of business. Rule number 2 is you must be passionate about your work or get out of it. And I say this with all due respect because as a small business owner, you invest a lot of your energy and time. And so you want to make sure that you're passionate about what it is that you're doing so that it is time well spent. And it's a lot easier to be able to work in a business that you are passionate about. You're actually going to get better ideas and suggestions that will come just naturally because you're passionate about it. Rule number 3 is you must work really, really hard. Certainly the business owners that I work with, without exception, are really hard workers. Now, can we work smarter? Absolutely. However, it still boils down to being prepared to put in some good, solid, hard work. And rule number 4 is repeat rule number 3. So let's go through what it is that we're going to be talking about today with the 5 things that are going to differentiate you as a successful business owner. So the first one is complete clarity. Seek truth. You want to be realistically optimistic about your business. You want to focus on what is versus what if. Now, doesn't mean that you don't look into the future to seek what it is that's going to happen, but you want to ground it in what it is that you also know, because that is going to help you better assess the probability of that happening in the future as well. Being realistically optimistic is a good thing too, because optimism will lead to action. When you're really positive and upbeat about your business and looking forward, you're going to take more action than if you're more passive and don't really do much about it. Passivity leads to paralysis. You also want to be realistic when you're basing your strategy on what is and recognizing that the competition is always in hiding, and there always is competition. And you don't want to be a lemming. You don't want to be a follower. You want to be a leader in your business, and you want to be being ahead of the pack. The other point that I want to make here about complete clarity and seeking truth is a little caveat around when emotion goes up, intelligence goes down. And there's a big difference between emotionalism and being passionate about your business. So just keep that in check too, because certainly when you are very emotional, it is very difficult to make decisions and can impact the ability to make the right ones. So just keep that in check as well. The other thing, number 2, is in talking about how to keep being the best, is to make sure that you're regularly going back to basics. And I call this sort of a number 1 strategy, and it's applicable whether or not you are in business for 6 months or whether or not you've been in business for years, is think like you're running it like a startup again. And people that start businesses are watching expenses, they're thinking, they have a plan, and they take action on their plan. And that happens because when they're starting up a business, that's what they have to do. And what happens sometimes is businesses lose that sense of agility and that sense of, oh, we really need to be watching all these bits and pieces. And so you want to be thinking like a startup again, because that's actually going to identify possibly some areas that you might not want to be doing anymore inside your business. It may or it may not. But when you start thinking back like that again, and you go back to the basics and think, okay, knowing what I know now, would I change anything? Would I do anything different? And thinking about what are the little things that you can do better than any of your competitors, all of these little things are going to add up that's going to allow you to fine-tune your business so that you can be better than the rest. Clarity in your business is also about having some solid goals. And I'm talking about clear written goals inside your business. And it's very important that you track and measure to them, because otherwise you can't improve. And companies that are the best and companies that continue to differentiate themselves know that they have to consistently improve. And how better can you track your improvement journey without tracking to the goals in your business? You need to do that. So make sure you have clear written goals in your business. And obviously, some of those goals can relate to those areas that you do need to do better inside your business so that you can continue to be the best and to continue differentiating, but then make sure you track and measure them. The fourth area is about solving problems and make decisions. And this is an area that I have seen firsthand what happens when this doesn't happen. When you don't take time out to identify your problems and most importantly then deal with them, these problems can absolutely start strangling the business. So the ability to be your best is to recognize when things aren't going the way that they should and dealing with them. Certainly getting better just by dealing with the problem is going to happen. But if you have an attitude, and for those of you that have employees, have an attitude of let's bring forward the problems and the challenges and make some decisions to fix them, and do it in a very open environment, you're going to be able to continue to keep your company being laser sharp and also to keep it improving. Because when you fix the problem, you're improving and making your business better. Now, I just want to point out a couple things about how you may go about doing that. So you'll notice here I say clarify the issue. So you want to be really clear with what the problem is. And be careful here, because sometimes what you think the problem is and what the actual problem is could be two different things. So make sure you kind of get down to the root cause of what the problem is. And then what I want you to do is I want you to make sure that there isn't anything else that you need to be thinking about with regards to that before you start exploring what the best possible solution is. And Brian Tracy really recommends a mindstorming approach where you outline 20 different solutions to the problem that you have identified. And once you've identified those 20 solutions, and it gets a little hard to get to 12, and then it's usually pretty simple to get to the 20, by the way, is you may find that you uncover the best possible solution later on in the exercise as you're getting closer to 20 that's going to make your company even better. And don't evaluate those possible solutions until you've really explored and written down up to 20, even more if you can, because then you're going to be able to look at them and evaluate them and make the right choice so that the best decision to keep your company being the best is also selected. And then take action immediately so that you put in place the resolution to deal with the problem and move forward. And keep remembering that if you don't do this and you wait too long, the situation will irreversibly affect you. And this is not what you want, because this could affect you and your customers, which you don't want. And our final differentiating tip that I want to talk about is studying your market. Companies that thrive in these times are the ones that run their business on customer intelligence. That's a quote from the Harvard Business Review. And Brian Tracy talks about we're now in the age of excellence. Customers assume that they will get excellent quality, and if they don't, they will go to your competitors so fast that people's heads will spin. And it's all about being innovative and being proactive. So here's how you can be proactive. When you study your market and when you look to see what the opportunities are, make sure you're going out and talking to your customers, because your customers can be probably the most important source of information for you to use to be able to realign your business, change how it is that you're doing things so that you stay being the best. Customers can tell you, if you ask them, what they need so that they will continue to do business with you. They'll tell you. If you ask customers what it is that they would recommend or what could make their lives easier that you could do for them, they'll tell you. They'll also tell you what's going on in the competitive landscape. So you're going to get a lot of insight. So running your business on customer intelligence and using that is going to be very powerful for you to stay the best in your business as well, because you're going to be able to tweak and adjust based on what you're learning from what it is that your customers are telling you. So the 5 things that we covered today is complete clarity, seek truth and deal with what is inside your business, and take action. Go back to basics. Ask yourself, knowing what I know now, would I still do this? Would I still produce that? Clarity in your business goals. Measure and monitor. Have clear goals about what it is that you're wanting to achieve. And measure and monitor so you can continually look to improve against those results. Solve problems and make decisions. Don't sit still. Recognize that problems and resolving them is another way for you to stay being the best. And study your market. Let your customers help you be the best. And they'll help you be the best when they let you know what it is that you need to be tweaking and doing differently. They'll help you be the best by letting you know what it is that the competition is doing or what they're hearing. So these are the 5 things that I'm bringing forward today for you that's going to help you differentiate your business and be the best. The most important point, though, is all about committing to take action. And I hope that none of you want to stay on someday aisle today. I hope that each of you are going to commit to take action. 2 things. What will you do? And when will you do it by? I gave you 5 ideas and 5 things. Every day you could do a little bit towards one of those. You are going to differentiate your business, and you are going to be the best. Thank you for joining me today. I've got some contact information on here. Please feel free to reach out and ask me any questions or give me a call. I'd be pleased to talk to you about your business. I'd be pleased to talk to you about what it is that I talked about today, and if you need some additional information. And Carla, I'm going to hand it back to you now, and thank you very much for inviting me today to talk to the SBS, the Small Business Solver community. Have a successful day.